What is packing with you, YouTube? It feels good to be 2-0 as a Packers fan. The greatest football team in sports history. Week 3, let's get into it. My first week went real well. I messed up on like 4 games, but the rest of the games I had right. Second week, man, that was a bummer right there. So many injuries happening. I was not expecting all those injuries to happen, but hey, it's football. That's what happens when you put on the pads and helmet. Now let's get into it. Thursday night football game. I'm gonna run with the Jacksonville Jaguars at home with Gardner Minshew. Um, the Miami Dolphins got a couple of hurt receivers that might be questionable, so we'll have to see how they progress tomorrow at practice before the Thursday night game. Next game up, we got the Atlanta Falcons facing off against the Chicago Bears. After that disappointing loss last week to the Cowboys, I think Atlanta will bounce back and beat the Chicago Bears at home. Next game, this is going to be a tough game. The LA Rams visiting the Buffalo Bills. I think the Rams lose. I think the Rams are going to lose on the road. They're 2-0 in the NFC West division, but I think Buffalo can get them. I think Buffalo 2-0 too. Next game up, we got the Washington football team facing off against the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to roll with the Cleveland Browns to beat the Washington football team. As long as Baker Mayfield is handing the ball off to those two running backs and they doing a thing, they could easily win this game again. They could easily win the game against this tough Washington defensive front. Next game up, we got the 0-2 Minnesota Vikings hosting the Tennessee Titans. The Minnesota Vikings are decimated with injuries, man. Kirk Cousins threw 3 interceptions last week. I'm gonna roll with the Tennessee Titans. I think Juno Smith and Ryan Tannehill connect on a couple of touchdowns, and then they got King Henry over there in the backfield. That's gonna give the Minnesota Vikings a tough day. So yeah, Tennessee wins on the road. Next game up, we got the Las Vegas Raiders playing on a short week against the New England Patriots. I'm gonna go with the loss. Oof, this is a tough game. This is gonna be a tough game. I was expecting New England's defense to give up so many points to the Seattle Shithawks, but I'm gonna roll with the Las Vegas Raiders to go in New England and win that game. Next game up, we have the San Francisco 49ers facing off against the New York Giants. The San Francisco 49ers were complaining about the field and being stuck in New York for 2 weeks. Last week they played the Jets, where they suffered a lot of injuries on that field. I think Jimmy G might be back to play this week. They said he might have a chance to play. So we have to watch the injury report for that. Saquon Barkley, ACL tear. He's out for the season. And the Giants picked up Devontae Freeman, the former running back for the Atlanta Falcons. So I'm gonna go with the Giants, man. I'm gonna go with the Giants to beat the San Francisco 49ers. Next game up, we got the Philadelphia Eagles hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. And I'm going to roll with the Cincinnati Bengals to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles just have too many injuries on the offensive line. I don't know if Alshon Jeffries is going to play. I like the tight end tandem they have with Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz. I like Miles Sanders at the running back position, but I just think the Cincinnati Bengals is going to be itching to get a win. Next game up, we have the Houston Texans visiting the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is going to be a pretty good game too, but I think the Pittsburgh Steelers will beat the Houston Texans. Not saying that the Houston Texans can't go on the road and beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I just think the head coach over there, man, who is also the GM for the Houston Texans. I just don't think he have his head screwed on right. So I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers to beat Deshaun Watson. Next game, we have the New York Jets facing off against the Indianapolis Colts. I'm going to go with the Colts. We have the LA Chargers facing off against the Carolina Panthers. Christian McCaffrey is hurt. I don't know if Tyrod Taylor is going to be healthy enough to play this game, but I'm going to roll with the Carolina Panthers to beat the LA Chargers. You know what? I changed my mind on that. I don't know how good Teddy Bridgewater is on the road. I mean, this is a new team for him. So I'm going to go with the LA Chargers to beat the Carolina Panthers. They don't have Christian McCaffrey, who is pretty much the workhorse of the team. So yeah, I'm going to go with the LA Chargers. Next game up, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers facing off against the Denver Broncos, who don't have Drew Lock. I think they're going to go with Blake Bortles to start. So I'm going to go with Tampa Bay to beat the Denver Broncos. Next game up, we have the Detroit Lions facing off against the Arizona Cardinals. I'm going with Arizona. And we have the Dallas Cowboys facing off against the Seattle Shithawks. Man, Seattle, the 12th man. CenturyLink Field, the house of horrors for Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy has a losing record when he plays in Seattle. So I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks. My bad. Forgive me. The Seattle Shithawks to beat the Dallas Cowboys. And then the Sunday night game, the game that I have been looking forward to the most. All of the shit talk about how good Drew Brees is better than Aaron Rodgers, and this fool wasn't even named quarterback of the decade. Y'all, I'm rolling with the Green Bay Packers to roll in New Orleans and beat the New Orleans Saints. Go Pack, go. Then we have the big game of the week. Kansas City facing off against the Baltimore Ravens. So we got Patty Cakes Mahomes facing off against Lamar Buckwheat Jackson. And this game is going to have a lot of speed. Both teams have speed all across the board. Man, I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens to win at home against the Kansas City Chiefs. And those are my picks. Once again, Jaguars, Falcons, Buffalo, Cleveland, Tennessee, Raiders, Giants, Bengals, Pittsburgh, the Colts, the Chargers, Buccaneers, Cardinals, Shithawks, Packers, and the Ravens. Those are my picks. And we'll see what happens next week. I'm out.